Hello and welcome to episode 48 of Series 3 of Master League Story Mode. Yes, I'm late again. I'm sorry. I seem to be pretty much solidly one day behind schedule. Monday and Friday are the two scheduled release days. I seem to be releasing on a Tuesday and a Saturday. So let's just say at the moment it's twice weekly. I'm still a little bit away from the sort of normality needed for 3 a week. Hopefully, well, no, definitely I'm going to be working back towards that. But for now, I'm afraid it's one Master League and one Become a Legend story mode every single week. But, you know, for me, even that at the moment is a bit of a stretch. But less of my woes, more of the woes of Bristol City. We're struggling a little bit in the transfer window. Yep, let's remind ourselves where we are. We've got a few players on our side who we can sell. Matthews, it's a tricky one. 7.2 million for the Welshman. He is 26 years old. Looking at his development sheet, he's not getting any better. Absolutely not going to get any better, but he's been a key player for us. But we do have Becker lined up. We'll look at that in a second, who will be an able replacement, potentially even a better replacement for him. Nigel Roberta, well, the youngster has failed to really light up the Premier League last season. Cagliari want 5.9 or are willing to pay 5.9 million for the young Dutchman. He's only 20 years old. He's a good finisher and he's very quick. Unless something significantly better shows up, I don't think we're going to be selling him. O'Donnell, yeah, we probably will sell him unless we get a late bid in for Mika. There's no point in having 3 keepers, 589,000. Not a huge amount. And then Aidan Flint, well, 3.7 million for him. I'm just going to see if we can get any more money from him because I wouldn't be averse to selling him. We do have Daniel Amati who can fill in that third centre-back spot. We did sort of want to have 4 capable centre-backs, but the thing is, we've been absolutely screwed over, as a lot of you mentioned in the comments, by Pro Evolution Soccer Master League mode this season. We got basically fuck all for winning the league. Leicester City, let's think about them in real life. They got 25 million when they won the league. Not a huge amount. Obviously, they can't be spending the money of the Man Cities, the Man Uniteds. They don't have that sort of coin in the bank. And as we saw with Leicester City, they weren't able to go out and suddenly buy a load of world-class players for 25, 30 million. They had to be pretty canny with who they bought because essentially they are still, and they proved it this season, a very lucky relegation fighting club who happened to trick their way with some clever tactics to the Premier League title, and that's sort of what Bristol City did. So I can understand that we're not going to have loads of money to spend, but wow, to get 500,000 for winning the league was just not enough, and we're in a bit of trouble now as a result of that. So we're going to have to make sales to bring in players. So we're going to have to really think about what we want to do. So in terms of who we've got lined up at the moment, well, we've got Becker from Crystal Palace, who I really like the look of. Youngster who can pass. He's quick. He's very similar player to Matthews, but he's 21 years old and he's got a lot of room to improve. So we're almost certainly going to bring him in at 4.4 million. That's an absolute steal. Scouts having a bit of trouble. We've not got anything back from England or Italy from our scouts really that's worth writing home about. So since we last spoke, I've done a little bit of digging. We really needed some transfer links, so I put my thinking cap on, delved into the depths of Wikipedia and found some connections to Ian Holloway. For those of you not aware of the 6 degrees of Sherwood rule, this is basically a rule that means that we can't just use the advanced search to go and look for any player that we want in the world. That would make things really easy, wouldn't it? We'd just look for a player below a certain market value who's under 22. You know, we could find anyone. It'd be great. We'd find so many players. But we can't do that. It's not allowed. 6 degrees of Sherwood rule basically means that we can only deal with clubs or players who've got some sort of connection. And within about 6 degrees probably works if you can be bothered to go that far. But generally, it means that it's a club that Ian Holloway has either managed at or played at, or he's got a connection with someone who's at another club. And you could keep going, I guess, if you wanted to. So I've had a little dig. And this one's a little bit tenuous, but I found a few that we can use. So I was looking now, and this doesn't work 100% because it's sort of a different timeline. But Ian Holloway now in real life is at QPR. And he's got 3 people on his coaching team that I had a look at, and we can definitely find some connections. First one is his first team coach, Mark Bircham. And once upon a time, he was the assistant manager at the MLS's Chicago Fire. So there's a link for us. So let's go and have a look, see if there's anything at the Chicago Fire. Obviously, we're still operating within the very strict, unfailingly strict 76 overall rating cap for this season. Next season will be 78. The season after will be 80. Hopefully by that point we've won everything. It doesn't matter. But anyway, let's see who's their best player. C. Fernandez. Oh, he looks interesting. 21-year-old attacking midfielder, central midfielder. Good passer. Decent finisher, actually. Lacking maybe slightly in the speed, explosive power. I'll add him to the list. I'm not 100% on him. Left back, we don't need Calistri. Right winger, not really what we're looking for. He can play as a second striker, but his passing not up to scratch for that position. And then nothing else here. Well, that's a bit of a dead end. But anyway, back to Ian Holloway's QPR staff. You also have Ian Butterworth, who's one of his scouts, who played in the MLS. So we're back to America again. And this time it's the Colorado Rapids. Let's take a look at them. Rubber Dinghy Rapids. Badji. Ooh, Senegalese striker. 76 overall rated. How much is he worth? 6 million. He's a strong lad, but no, he's not better than Roberta, really. Morales. Not for me. Anything else? Defensive mid. Good ball winner. 26 years old. Not seeing anything that's really screaming out to me here. Okay, well those two didn't work, but those aren't the two best connections that I found. The best one I found was his coach Paul Furlong, who played at none other than the Premier League's Chelsea. What a connection that is. That was really worth the dig to find that one. Let's see if we've got here. John Obi Mikel, well, he'd solve our defensive midfield problem, but at 31, he's hardly a long-term solution. Victor Moses, what a season he's had this season for the champions-elect Chelsea. Really found his position as a wing-back. Don't think he's going to work for us. Oh, Ina, we don't need a right-back. Ooh, Loftus-Cheek. Now this I like the look of. 22 years old. He's a big man, playing that anchor-man position. He's strong, good passing, nothing outstanding, but he looks like the player at 22 that we can really turn into something interesting. I'm going to put in a cheeky bid for him because I think he could be the long-term replacement for Marlon Pack. Imagine a midfield of Rossiter and Marty and Loftus-Cheek. There's power and there's passing ability in there and good technical ability as well. He's got good ball control, good dribbling, his passing's up to scratch. Dominic Solanke, no, not for me. And Nathan Chalobah, very similar player, another anchorman. Very similar to Loftus-Cheek. Not quite as good. But we'll put him on the list to consider. Nice. Well, that's a decent start to the episode. A couple of players found. These scouts aren't working. And I think we're just going to go all in now on trying to find a replacement, an interesting replacement for Roberta if we decide to sell him. So we're going to go with all of our scouts. We're going to send them out. We're going to say all we want is a good young striker. Got the English scout out, the Italian scout, and then finally the Dutch scout, who obviously brought us back Fred Friday the last time we asked him for a striker from the Netherlands. So hopefully we can find us something good again. Okay, that's a bit better. Let's take another look at the listed players. We didn't look at this in the last episode. Obviously, we could go back in for Dicko. He absolutely lit up the championship with us in the first season, and really it was a difficult decision not to keep him in the end, or not to buy him back. He was a loanee, and we couldn't really afford him. We went with Roberta and Friday, but now maybe thinking we should have gone with Dicko. I'm going to put in a bid for him, see what comes back. Chances are we're not going to have much money. Jack Grealish has become a bit of a figure of fun in the Become a Legend story mode season so far. Not for me. Ricky Rubin, the American, young American striker at Utrecht. I'd like a striker who can pass. That's probably what we're looking for if we can find a striker. Nigel Roberta, that's where he really lets us down. His passing just not up to scratch. Jack Harrison, I'd love to bring him in, but don't want to mix the timelines. One player that we looked at a while ago, and I know some of you are big fans of, is Poulter at QPR. He's a real battering ram of a player. He's surprisingly quick and strong at the same time. Decent finisher, good in the air. I'm just going to put in a speculative bid for him, see what comes back. Let's keep cracking on then. We're not going to get to transfer deadline today, but we do have a match against Bournemouth, so let's get straight into that. So look at the size today. Kieran Dowell's on a blue. Roberta and Friday up front. Friday on a downward arrow, so I think we'll bring in Tammy, play Roberta and Tammy Abraham up front. Marlon Pack's got to be worried about his future at the club. The captain, there's a lot of talk about a new centre midfield signing being looked at. I think we'll keep it as it is. And let's get into it. First game of the season. We need to get off to a flyer because, as we know, the Community Shield did not go so well. Let's get into it. So what a contrast to the first day of last season. We now come out as the defending Premier League champions. We need to come out and show why we won the league, how we won the league, and that we can do it again, that it wasn't a fluke. We're not going to be Leicester. We're not going to get pushed for relegation this season after winning it last season. Ian Holloway is building a dynasty here at Bristol City. We're going to be the Southwest's biggest club for a long, long time. There's Gabriel, the new keeper. Didn't have a great start, really. Joe Gomez, our other new signing so far, had a much better debut. Let's see how we get on. Robertha turns his man. Ooh, that's a huge tackle from Nathan Ake. Absolutely wiped out Robertha. Jack Wilshere, one of the Premier League standout players last season. What will we see from him in this game? He keeps the ball moving into Smith, but Jordan Rossiter puts the block in. Oh, Angelino overcommits to that and Hyman wins it back. Sloppy play here so far from Bristol City. Seem to be picking up where they left off in the Community Shield. Smith now with a bit of space. Amati comes across. Oh, he loses out. Smith does well to get inside. Beats another man. Rossiter gets the tackle in. And the threat is snubbed out. Things still looking a little bit suspect. Angelino looks to bring it forward on his own. The Archbishop of Banterbury, so much pace to him. Early ball into Abraham. Turns his man. Looking for Angelino again. Oh, that's great footwork there. Looking for options now. Dowell comes inside. Kieran Dowell had a really difficult game in the last one. Lovely ball into Marlon Pack with the header. Boric claws it wide. Matthew's sliding tackle couldn't win it back. Decent effort there. First of the game. Kieran Dowell unlocking the defence with a great ball. Great pass. Anyway, more of that, please. Dangerous free kick here from Jack Wilshere. Puts it into the box. Joe Gomez with not a very convincing clearance. And it's still not got rid of it properly. And Gomez takes him down in the box. And that is a penalty for Callum Wilson. Joe Gomez, his clearance wasn't great. And that was clumsy in the box. Callum Wilson felt the contact, went to ground as he would, you can't say anything against that. You would go down. Gabriel, oh, it's an awful penalty, but the rebound falls to him. Gabriel held his ground. Penalty straight down the middle, he couldn't hold it. Mika, as we know, has such a great record in penalty saving. And Gabriel, the new keeper, well, he saved the first one. It was a cruel rebound, fell to Gradle. He made a meal of that though. Oh, shit. Wilshere now into Heinemann. More crisp passing from Bournemouth. As they looks to stretch us again with Jordan Ibe. His cross is blocked. Abraham comes deep to pick it up, but that's not convincing again from... Oh, nice back heel into Kieran Dowell. And now we look to break. We've got 4 in the attack here. Bournemouth have got lots of men back. Kieran Dowell, lovely weighted ball into Tammy Abraham. Will he get the shot away? Yes, he will. And Tammy's off the mark for the season. First goal in the Premier League. And it's Tammy Abraham who scored the last one, which won us the league on the final day of the season. And Tammy's back. He is not the highest rated player. He's not the best paid player. But my word, does he score a lot of goals. And that one, well, it was all about the Kieran Dowell chip ball through. This is the position you want Kieran Dowell in. Running at defenders. With players around him, and it's outside of the boot, beautifully taken on the chest from Tammy Abraham, and as he often does, falling over while shooting, but still wrapping a long leg around it, and we're even. Well, not a great start to the season, going a goal behind. We pulled one back. Just need to go out and play better. I don't know what more to say. Matthews into Kieran Dowell. Oh, double teamed, but somehow he's found his way out of that. Now he puts the ball in, looking for Tammy Abraham. Takes it down on the chest, hits it first time. Great save from Boric. Again, it's the same route. Abraham receiving it in the air from Kieran Dowell. And Kieran Dowell's won it back again in the middle of the pitch. Come on! That's tight. Taken short along the floor to Adam Matthews. Steps inside, finds Marlon Pack again. Little back heel into Kieran Dowell. Great footwork from Dowell. Still Kieran Dowell. Couldn't find anything. And Dan Gosling relieves him of the ball. Clears only to touch. Here's Kieran Dowell again, looking to orchestrate everything so far. Hopeful ball into Robertha, doesn't find him. Now, Bournemouth can break here, and that's a great ball out to find Gradle. Matthews breaking his neck to get back inside. Wilson can step in. Joe Gomez this time does well, but once again he's caught in possession in the box. And that's a ball inside. Oh, Joe Gomez, far too relaxed so far. It's going to be words with him, I'm sure. From Ian Holloway. Oof. Oh! That is awful tackle there on Tammy Abraham. It's taken out in mid-air. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Right on, cowboy. Not as bad as it looked, maybe. But, oh, what? Hang on. It's the other way around, surely. Now Marlon Pack. We've not seen much of him so far. Robertha, nice turn. Now he's away from his man. Still Nigel Robertha. Looks to stick it into Kieran Dowell with the right foot finish. It's missed. Oh, shit. Actually, it's Bournemouth having the better of the play here. As Wilson finds King in the centre. Gomez comes across. And how he looks to bring it out of the defence himself. Oh, but he's taken out with a great tackle there from Josh King. Gomez again trying too much. Wilson now. Oh my God, we can't get it back. This game is over. Bart. Oh. Dow into Friday. This could be the last chance here. Just to poke it into Roberta. He holds it up. Looking for the on-running Fred Friday. Just tricks away from one and another, and he's put it wide. Oh, Freaky Friday had the chance to win the game. What a disappointing start to the season this has been. It's going to be a draw here, and not a pretty one. Fuck's sake. Well, that was awful. Really, really poor match here. I think we need some new signings, but I don't know where they're going to come from. It just didn't look like the side that would steamroll teams like Bournemouth last season. It was a tight game possession-wise, and oh well, Bournemouth had their chances, as did we, and Friday could have won it at the end there. Tammy Abraham gets the man of the match. Roberta was awful, as was Pack. Well, those are two players who were looking to maybe sell, and they did not do much for their Bristol City future today. There we go. 1 point only from the first game. It's a long season ahead of us, of course it is. But you always want to start with a good result, and that was well away from a good result. Okay, so negotiations back, all of which have gone well. Let's take a look and see how much... Oh, that's a great still there from the match. Tammy Abraham, ride 'em cowboy. That was him giving away a foul as well. I don't know how. Maybe it was the knee to the face. Let's see how much they want for Loftus-Cheek. 5.9 million. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Let's see if we can get any money off that. Looks like we can. Dicko, what do they want for him? 9 million. Wow. That's a lot of money. That's a lot more money than we actually have. See if we can get any money off that as well. Looks unlikely. Poulter, QPR. They want 6.6 million for him. I mean, that's a lot more than we're ever going to be able to get for Nigel Roberta. Well, it would almost be a straight swap for Nigel Roberta. For Poulter, I don't think that's worth it. Although Roberta is getting my nerves a bit recently. He never really performs when we need him to. Well, that's an option anyway. 6.6 million. We could probably make that work somehow with some... I don't know. Becker. I think we'll just get this one done. Shall we get it out of the way? That's a definite signing. You can play at left back as well. 21-year-old. He's got... looks like to be a strong future ahead of him. We'll make that signing then. And then all we've got to do now is work out how the hell we're going to find any money to maybe sign Loftus-Cheek or Dicko. I don't think that's possible. We'd need at least, I'm going to say, probably 14 million. So we'd need to find another 13 million, which would mean selling Matthews and Roberta. But that still wouldn't be enough. Matthews, Roberta and Flint we need to sign. We could do that. Because that would be signing an extra central midfielder and we'd be losing a centre-back, but we'd be replacing with better quality. It's worth considering. I mean, it would be love to bolster this. I'd love to increase the size of this squad, but we're not going to be able to. Not with the money that we've got. All we can do really is look to increase quality at this point. There's no point in trying to buy players just to have a bigger squad. So Becker has joined up with a squad. That's a great signing for us. Really pleased with that. 4.4 million is a steal. Negotiations have gone well with both Loftus-Cheek and Dicko. I'd like to have Dicko back, actually. The more I think about it, he's just so much the better player than Roberta. Okay, he's not a passer. I said I wanted a passer, but he's a better finisher, or at least a good finisher, but he's so quick. His blistering pace was insane. His attacking prowess as well. It's really high, and that combination is deadly. 8.3 and 4.8. So we need 8, 9, 10, 11, 12... 13.2 million for those two. It's just about doable, I think. So 7, 8, 5.9. Yeah, it's just about doable. We'll have to sell Roberta and Matthews. But then we can bring in a new central midfielder and a better striker. I mean, Dicko would be almost a like-for-like swap. For a player that we know is deadly, whereas Roberta just doesn't ever seem to really produce, whereas we know that Dicko can slam goals in. Well, we can hold up on this. We don't need to make any of these signings. We've got a game tomorrow against Crystal Palace. Let's keep going with that. Okay, we need a win here today. There's no question about that. Let's take a look at the sides. Becker comes in for his first game in this very changed up back line now. 50% different to the league winning side. But we've replaced some of the older players with some new blood. Let's just compare Matthews and Becker. No doubt about it. If you look at the passing there and the speed from Becker, that's where he comes up ahead of Matthews, and that's what really counts in a right back, especially when he bombs on so much. Marlon Pack had a difficult game last time. I think we're going to start De Jong over him today. Give De Jong a chance. I like De Jong. He's a great passer. Not so good defensively. And then up front, well, it's going to be Friday and Tammy Abraham. That's our first choice front two at the moment. It's a good looking squad now. Brought in 3 players already in the window. Potentially 2 more. Maybe Dicko. That'd be great to see him back at the club. Let's get into it. Massively need a win today. So we're away from home again. Now we're at Crystal Palace. Oh, this has to be a win. First 2 games of the season have been really poor. A loss and a draw. There's Becker. His debut for the club. He's straight in for Adam Matthews, who didn't have the best game in the last one. And Becker looks to be a player with a lot of promise. Oh, hang on. We bought him from Crystal Palace. Narrative galore. He's back against the side that he just was sold for only 4.4 million, which seems a pretty cheap price for a player of his quality. Let's go. Nice ball in, looking for Remy. Oh shit, Kabai! Oh my god. Becker won't get there ahead of Sacco. Sacco does really well, beats him again. Gomez gets the foot in. And De Jong now can clear up and goes long up the pitch looking for Tammy Abraham. Bruma jumps ahead of him, but it falls to Kieran Dow. He takes it on the run. And now he's away, Kieran Dow. Can he slip it through? No, he can't. Marty looks long for Abraham. Tries to get the header back across. And Marty comes steaming through again. As does Fred Friday. Out to Angelino. Couldn't see an option on the cross. Has to go back. Back to Jordan Rossiter. Takes his time. Whips the ball in. De Jong's made the late run. Doesn't fall to him. Now it's out to Becker. He pushes it wide again to Angelino. Down the line into Rossiter. Takes on punching. Low ball in. Looking for De Jong. Friday, can he header it back into the box? It's fouled, is he, by Kabai? Oh, he's able to clear. Scramble in the goal mouth there. As Bristol City looks to get off to a quick start. When in an early goal. Settle the nerves after what has been a difficult time for the club. Friday. Oh, poor first touch there from Fred Friday. Could have won us the last game at the death. Just passed it wide of the goal. Oh, De Jong wins it back. Can he slip it through to Friday? Has to go wide. For Friday. Balloons the shot. Dow gets the header down. De Jong's there. More carnage in the box. Still no shots on goal. Punchin puts it in. Zaha at the keeper. Off the post. And Becker can clear. Desperate stuff there. Friday. On his own here. Lines up the shot. Friday. Hennessy puts it wide again. Friday peppering Hennessy's goal with long-range bombs. He's been equal so far. End-to-end stuff. Kieran Dow puts it in. And Marty near post. Heads wide. Fuck's sake. Abraham. Nice ball into Becker into the box. Couldn't find anyone. De Jong now. Kabai with him. Oh, can't get away from... Oh, that's shit. Shit. Absolute crap. Crud. Shite. 0-0 here at Selhurst Park. Oh my god, we're playing badly. I'm overplaying, if anything. It's panic. It's annoyance. Zaha inside to punch, and he's found a bit of space now. Look, Remy holds it up well from Magnusson. Zaha, lovely ball. Chipped into the box looking for Kabai. Angelino comes across and deals with it, and he had to there. Kabai had a great chance on goal. Becker out to Kieran Dow. Chip ball in looking for Friday. He can't header it back. It's cleared again by Crystal Palace. Connor Wickham does well, but Marty and Dow win it back. Becker into De Jong. De Jong waiting for that overlapping run from Becker. Ball in along the box. Oh! Kieran Dow sweeps it in. Tammy Abraham with the rebound. Oh, 3 chances. All of which put straight into the gloves of Wayne Hennessy. For fuck's sake. Nothing is going right here. Second season syndrome is well underway. Oof, what is that? Nice play there. Dow finds a way through. Hits it well. Hennessy saves again. Hennessy has had a few really great saves today to keep out some long-range shots. It's been the short-range efforts that we need to be working on, and we just can't seem to finish them at the moment. And Marty enthusiastic as ever, gives away another free kick with a big shoulder. Magnussen, nice ball out into Dowell. Can he turn away? No, Joe Ledley's on him like a rash. Dowell tries to find it back. Lovely ball in, looking for Ledley. Gets away from Gomez into the box. The shot's there. And Marty can clear desperately. Only as far as the right back, who puts it back inside to MacArthur. Crystal Palace turning the screw now. The home side feel like there's a goal coming. Connor Wickham turns. Gomez with a very unconvincing tackle. And we're behind at Selhurst Park with nearly 80 minutes gone here. And it's Joe Gomez, the new centre-back, who is having a truly torrid start to the season. He looked like he'd done enough there, but he somehow played it back onto Wickham's feet. And then past Gabriel, who couldn't save from close range. This game nearly over here, and it looks like it's going to be 1 point from the first 2 games for Bristol City. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. You're fucking kidding me. Well, we lose here, and actually, now I think about it, Joe Gomez has been at fault for both goals and both losses so far. He gave away the penalty in the first game. Well, we didn't lose the first game, but we gave away the penalty in the draw in the first game. And then poor defending to hand the goal to Crystal Palace. Joe Gomez not off to the best start. Aidan Flint must be wondering how long he's going to need to sit on the bench. Can we afford to sell Aidan Flint now with these sort of performances from Joe Gomez? He has been truly awful. I mean, attacking-wise, we've not been great. Got to look at Joe Gomez's performances and why we've dropped points. And there we are, 13th position. 1 point from an available 6. Not champion-winning performances, that is for certain. Becker's increased already, that's great. Didn't really show much in that first game, but that's good to see anyway. Okay, so a little bit more excitingly, Champions League group stage has been drawn, and we've got a pretty decent group, to be honest. Obviously, we're top seed, having won the league. Atletico Madrid, obviously, that's a tricky game. Group A is a tricky one. Munich, Madrid, Monaco. So we'll just progress time to the 29th, which is the first game of the next episode, which will be the Transfer Deadline Day episode, which is always exciting. We've definitely got some decisions to make. Still nothing back from the scouts. Let me know in the comments what you think we should do. I think we need Loftus-Cheek because I think he's one for the future. I think he could get really good. And I like the idea of having a strong player in there with a Marty in the midfield who can also pass. He's definitely a good replacement for Marlon Pack, who does seem to be slowing with age a touch. And then bring back Dicko for Robertha. In many ways, they're very similar players, but I just feel like Dicko is so clinical that he's one that we want back. Maybe the scout will come back with something, I don't know. We'd have to sell Matthews and Robertha. And maybe Flint as well, no. I think we could get away with just selling Matthews and Robertha. Maybe. Maybe leaves us a bit short at right back, but we went through the whole of last season with only one right back. We'll probably do it again with a Marty able to fill in, as I think Joe Gomez can as well. Yeah, he can as well. Oh, this has been some episode. Fucking hell. Well, join me next week to see how we get on Transfer Deadline Day. What signings will we make? Will we come back against Hull with our first game, home game of the season at Ashton Gate as champions? Can we find our way out of this horrible dip in form? Second season syndrome is upon us with a vengeance. I'll see you in a bit.